Mr. Joe Matarese.
I mean, it's always Joe time in my book. You want to go with the viral video first?
Let's watch the viral video. We won't watch the whole thing. I think we'll just it's very long.
Yes.
But good for Joe Matarese. We'll get the flavor of what's happening here. Matarese has gone viral. The last I checked, this video had 300 and something thousand views on it. Very exciting for old Joe. If only he could have gotten that for his special.
Yeah, and I'm sure, in Joe's way, he's handling it marvelously.
Well, so here's the thing.
Rational.
You might remember I tweeted out a video of Mark Normand that got 21 million views. That's a lot of views.
That is a lot of views.
I
didn't know that. Goddamn.
That's a tremendous amount of views. And I'll tell you, I will list the ways in which my life changed.
Oh, no.
For one day, I had more notifications than usual on Twitter. That's pretty cool, huh?
You didn't get any groupies from that?
No. Sadly, my dick went unsucked when I would walk around out in public. I've never understood these guys. Opie's been like this forever, where like they want to go viral. They need a viral video. Matarese is like this too. I just want to go viral. The fuck does it get you? You went viral once? No one's thinking about you, Joe. Now, here's what you want. Matt Rife goes viral daily. That's what you want. Then you can make a career out of it. Having one video that gets a lot of views, it's like, it's kind of cool. Who gives a shit? At the end of the day. But Joe is really excited and wants to know how to parlay this. So let's see the video that went viral. It's very good quality. I'm sure Joe should be proud that this is the one that people picked up on.
False. It sounds terrible. But the in the beginning here, it says, watch these two people slowly erupt, and it has like blurred these people out so you can't see them. But
we'll get to that. We'll get to Joe blurring the people out in his thought process behind it.
Oh, God, of course this is him doing all this shit. All right, here we go.
And Latinos, great middle infielders.
Uh-oh. Where's this going?
Yeah. And I know that joke's very factual. My son plays, my high school son plays travel baseball. His team sucks. Because there's all white kids on his team. You can't turn double plays.
Baseball in high school, I think that's usually fine.
Yeah.
It's not basketball.
What does he think? Is it a steel toe show? Come on, Joe.
Well, I mean, baseball is not the sport where you're like, oh, all we have is white guys. It's like that could be an okay team. East Meadow was pretty damn good.
Yeah, like the story.
Shout out Nick Ahmed.
Isn't the story legendarily that black players, there's not enough in baseball? They can't get them to play baseball? Yeah. What are you talking about, Joe?
People bitched for years as if it was like Bud Selig's fault or something, that there weren't enough black players in baseball.
Well, this is what the 93.7 gets you, Mike. If you were at 98, you might get this humor, but
Yeah, but all right, I'll go with you. Hey, Joe, that's crazy. Races are different, huh, Joe?
And Noah. Zachary's bobbling it up.
Babe Ruth. That's all I got to say. He's a white guy, right? Babe Ruth. The guy.
An inhaler. Noah doesn't even know what hand he throws with yet.
Such a bad setup.
You watch Manny and Carlos. That's gonna happen. That double play is getting done. Those guys are dancing in the outfield. They're like, come on, let's go.
Jesus.
Let's go.
Well, this is very edgy. I can see why a couple gets mad at this, because Joe is very hip and says that Mexican outfielders might sing La Cucaracha together. It's very timely stuff, Joe.
A 16-year-old and an 11-year-old. High school's tough, man. High school's tough when you're.
You said it, brother. It's a terrible set. I'm stunned this went viral because I can't believe people got through this much.
No, but this is why I'd go see Joe Matarese, just to have a brain fart.
It's why we will in October, by the way. Is he still coming to Massachusetts? I think so.
I mean, this guy doesn't cancel gigs. He needs every one of them.
I could see him. If he found out we were going, he would cancel it.
Oh, no, he's just going to get Dat Fan to post security.
Yeah, I think he would cancel if he found out the Gearheads were going.
Dat Fan, comic security guard. He kind of looks like a
What's wrong? You mad at someone?
Yeah,
What?
you're a Harper. Everybody is like, I don't know.
So some drunk lady is upset that he did racial humor.
This is-
Annoying. Like, overall, I'm on Joe's side in this. These people are being annoying.
Right. This should be easy fucking pickings for a pro.
I can't
like Joe.
believe this video went viral. If you told me a condensed version on TikTok, because like the algorithm loves crowd work and things that aren't supposed to happen at a comedy show, but this is the whole video that has 300,000 plus views on YouTube. It's a terrible version of this.
Yeah, and thanks, Joe, for just cranking the fucking volume. I mean, Jesus Christ. He doesn't like equalize it or anything. He's just all the bass at all the levels.
No, like we love blacks, we love everybody. And you were just like, that's why he wants me to leave because I opened my mouth.
They do pick up the energy that Joe doesn't care for blacks. That's very astute of them.
Yeah, and he hasn't really said anything. He's just kind of letting them soliloquy. Aren't you supposed to take control? Take control of your show, Joe.
That's how the mind of Joe Matarese, like, sit back, let them hang themselves.
He's like, how can I make this viral? Oh, success. I'm a genius.
Well, honestly, it is smart of Joe. If he's like, how can I make this viral? For him to not talk probably is the best strategy.
Right. Let them hang themselves and then come in with some, which I'm sure will be the most witty repartee. The best.
Joe's like, nothing I can say will go viral. So maybe if I just let this lady talk.
Joe has seen other successful comedians' shorts doing this. I've seen
Yes,
them,
right.
where they go out and purposely kind of poke at a crowd and they get the response and that goes on Twitter or X or TikTok or whatever.
Where he wants to leave.
I'm leaving.
All right, go ahead.
I'm good. Yeah. See ya.
Nice comeback, Joe. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's resell these seats.
Keep selling them.
So he's titling things that you're not seeing on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Here's one that says, watch him wobble out to the guy who just left. But he
Nice.
blurs the entire screen so you can't watch him wobble out.
Nice burn. That's like if, if you and I right now were like, that DJ Electra's a real bitch. And then she came back on the screen like, hey, Electra, what's happening?
He had days to think about that. That's what he put in there. He had nothing at the time. He's like, God, I didn't really have anything at the time. Let me think about this.
Oh,
Watch him
but
wobble.
I'm gonna roast their ass after the fact. I had literally nothing.
How do you have zero comic instincts? Ah.
I'm amazed that people clicked on this though. Good for Joe.
What did I do?
What did I do?
Guess he's not a fan. I'm racist.
You're a racist. That's very funny. She just goes, "You're a racist." That's the first funny thing that's been said so far. You know what? I've been critical of Matt Rife's crowd work because people are like, "Hey, well, even if they criticize Matt Rife, they're like, hey, he's good at crowd work." And I've always said, "Is he though?" Because a lot of Matt Rife's clips are just like, "Hey, is that your? This is your boyfriend? What? That's your dad? What?" And the crowd goes, "Oh shit!" And that's the whole clip. And I'm like, I don't understand it. That is, I mean, that Matt Rife is George Carlin compared to what you're seeing right now. Like that's people are rolling on the floor for Matt Rife, whereas this is utter silence.
This is open mic at a fucking Schwab's meeting or something. This is.
I have, this clip has made me find a whole new respect for Matt Rife.
Racist. What was racist? Wow. See you guys.
Nice comeback, Joe. Way to get her.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to be funny.
Wow.
Yeah, Matt Rife is a superstar now.
Rife has quick comeback. You can judge how funny they actually are or whatever. Rife is speaking. You're aware he's alive at least.
This just shows that Joe cannot talk to people, right? Because this is like an intrapersonal duel now. I have to duel with you one-on-one. I can't just sort of do hack comedy.
Yeah.
And he is incapable of having a conversation with any individual, because he's not talking about himself or his kids or, things that he can control.
Matt Rife, if nothing else, has a charisma and a charm to him. Joe is void of anything. He doesn't speak.
Matt Rife was probably just banging his way through bars and someone's like, "You're kind of funny. You should get on stage." Because he had so much charisma. He was just doing crowd work to get puss,
Yeah. That's the thing is like people like Joe would probably be critical of Matt Rife, and yet Joe can't do that. That's what's really amazing about it.
Not one joke yet.
I hope you get a good winter and the plows are working.
Nice, Joe. You nailed him for living in a cold weather area.
Out of here.
Unlike you, who lives in New Jersey. You really got their ass. Hope the plows are working.
I live in, the Garden of Eden in New Jersey.
It is real work. I know. You up. I didn't. It's all on video, sir. It's all on video. You're going to be huge on TikTok in about an hour and 20 minutes.
Oh, all right. People are on Joe's side.
All right, we got some more messaging from Joe here. He's back, and all his YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, and X and Threads. So he is just pimping during this whole thing.
You guys get the gist of it. It doesn't really get better. That's pretty much it. Should we move to Joe's live stream a couple days later?
Yeah, let me grab that up
real quick. Do you happen to have the title? How this was titled?
Let's see here. Do I?
It's fine if you don't. I'll go from memory. I believe the title of this live stream was something to the effect of, "I'm live and want to talk to you about my video, viral video that has 120,000 views."
Yes, and it ended with, "Let's talk about it."
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. That was the grossest part. That's what I do remember.
Joe, and hey, credit to him. They got a couple 100,000 more views after he posted his live stream. But he doesn't know what to do. This is every roadblock in Joe's career. It's when he got America's Got Talent, when he opened for Sebastian Maniscalco, when the documentaries were made about him and Red Bars started going after him. Anytime he gets attention, he thinks, how do I milk this until I'm famous? Like, okay, that video went viral. Now, my suggestion would be make another one that goes viral, Joe. But Joe's idea is, let's ruminate. Let's sit here all day and think about how this one video can now make me famous. And by the way, the live stream was terrible. He barely talks on it. It's like an hour and a half, but he doesn't say a fucking word. It's crazy. But we have some of the highlights here.
Yeah, he's Italian, Mike, but to me, he's sort of Indian because he uses the entire buffalo of joke. He's like, oh, don't let any of the joke go to waste.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hey, you guys watched it once. Would you be willing to watch it again? What if I spent $25,000 making a documentary about my viral video?
We call it.
Is that
joke
something
jerky.
You guys might be interested in?
Yes. All right, here we go. This first one is called "Inside the Mind," and it's scary.
Oh, good. It's good. Hey, when a video goes viral, there's nothing more than I would like to peek behind the curtain and say, what went through this man's mind when he was posting that?
So I wanted to come on here and tell you a little bit about that video. I don't know if you guys have
lucky
seen
us.
it yet. Probably most of you have.
Joe, the world has seen it.
I was gonna say yes. It was
Joe.
It
Took America by storm. I imagine yes, the 12 people that are in your live stream have seen it.
Yeah, I saw it on CNN first. Where did you see it first?
Yeah.
People love heckler videos. It's me in Hartford, Connecticut, at a club that was
He's in
called City
Hartford?
Steam. I don't think it's there
Hold
anymore.
on. He's in Connecticut and he made the plow joke? He's like 40 minutes from home.
Wait, so you're
What the
saying
fuck was he talking about?
You're talking to a Californian. What are you saying? I don't understand it. You're saying they're close to each other? This is
They're tremendously close to each other.
It's like San Diego and LA and saying, "Oh, it's sunny down there, but not up here." It's
it's insane.
Okay, that makes sense.
I think it went out of business in the last 6 months. That video is probably about 6 or 7 months ago. And the reason why
Joe, why did you deprive us for 7 months of that greatness?
It's been sitting on gold, Jerry.
I wish. Imagine you just have the nuclear football in your possession and you do nothing with
it. He's fucking with Jessica Alba at like 22. No one's seen her.
I blurred the guy's face, and his wife's face in the video is that they told the club owner if that video showed up online anywhere that they would sue me. And I never knew if they could. But I'm old school. You know what I worry about more than getting sued? I worry more someone's gonna show up at my front door with a fucking gun in their hand. That's what I worry about.
Okay,
What?
let's talk about the tape we just saw.
What?
I keep saying tape. I understand it's, but you know what I mean. I've got stuttering John in the brain. I keep calling them tapes.
It's all tape to me. I'm way old.
But so we just saw Joe Matarese essentially says nothing. Posts a video where he's like, "Look at me limply respond to these hecklers," and it gets a bunch of views. And Joe says, "I better blur that because listen, I'm not worried about them suing me. I know you're probably thinking maybe they'll sue you, Joe, because you showed a video of people in a comedy club in public. I don't understand what legal ground they would have, really. But let's say they sued you for defamation." Joe's not worried about that. He says, "Hey, take everything I've got. Who gives a shit? What I'm worried about is these people showing up in my home and murdering me for the mistreatment I've given them. I'm worried about the greatest revenge at all, the ultimate revenge. Them taking my life for showing this video."
You got to show this to a psychiatrist because that's a leap that needs some medication behind it.
Joe's an amazing case study in a guy that has only failed and has such a grandiose idea of who he is.
Yeah, he definitely is a one of one.
So I blurred the guy's face and I blurred his wife's face.
Thank God. Thank
All right, next
God,
up,
Joe.
Legal advice with
You Joe, you probably saved yourself not just millions of dollars, but maybe your life.
And also, they should be able to sue for that show. If you're going to be not sue because you got kicked out or be on camera, but I had to sit and listen to Joe Matarese. God
How
damn.
many fucking videos? You're a veteran of Who Are These Socials now.
Yes.
How many fucking videos do we play of people just in public being filmed on TikTok or YouTube or whatever?
I think it's every one of them, Mike.
I've never heard of a lawsuit.
No, because if there were lawsuits around, you know that one guy that chases the cops around, he'd be locked up. Like that guy would be locked up forever.
God, yeah. That guy went to jail and won his appeal. They freed him.
Yes. So yeah. So speaking of jail, this one's called Legal Advice with Joe Matarese.
Yeah. So Joe's very worried. He's like, "Hey, what am I gonna do, guys? What am I gonna do?" He's seeking a lawyer.
But go check out that live video that I posted.
This I've never
7
seen.
days
I've listened to a lot of podcasts. I follow a lot of comics on social media. I've never heard someone promote a video that's already gone viral. Like, I've never heard someone say, "Hey, you got to check out this video that has a bunch of views." You don't see Tony Hinchcliffe going around going, "Hey, guys, you got to watch the Trump-Biden episode of Kill Tony."
Right, you remember how Baba Booey had pre-promotion? This is post-promotion. After the thing already happened. It's like you send out a flyer for your birthday party after your party.
Guys, I've probably gotten every single view I possibly could. Certainly from the 12 people watching this live stream. But please go watch it again.
Oh, speaking of which, go watch the goal again, people. We're 100 away from 10,000 views. We can hit the goal.
Yeah, come on, guys. We need 10,000 views on there. It wasn't enough that you all donated.
You failed on the money. Let's get something right, people. Come on.
Years ago, it's up to 128,000 views. And if you have
Way
any
more than that
questions
now.
about that,
Did you have a day where you were watching the 20 million view? Because my God, what did that feel like?
Oh my God. Well, I made the rounds. I went on Kirk's show and I went on WATP and I called up my buddy Royce on Daywave. And I said, guys, I need to get a few more views on this thing. It's up to 20 million. If I could please get a couple more views so someone could see Mark Norman to get pulled off stage.
video, like someone asked, why'd you blur the people in the front row? And I just explained it about 15 minutes ago.
Hey,
That the
assholes.
couple
Why are you answering the question then, Joe?
After you go and watch the viral video, I need you to go back 15 minutes. This is homework. So much homework with Joe.
spoke to the owner when they left, saying if that shows up on social media that he was going to sue me. Does anybody know the rules? You allow the video people?
Comedian for fucking 4 decades. Anyone know the rules of stand-up comedy?
Yeah, sorry, Joe. He's actually allowed to sue you now and take everything.
And then just post it without blurring them. And if you didn't blur them, could they sue you? Is there
Yep.
a lawsuit that can be done there? I feel like
Yep,
lots
absolutely. You're a criminal.
I wish you could see how he blurred him out too, Mike. It wasn't like, I'm just going to put the blur on the top of the head. He blurred out like half the whole screen. Like, if their hand is in, they could probably sue me, right? I don't know. I'm going to just blur that hand out right there.
Joe Matarese heckled by a ghost.
He was.
of people are filming
It does look like a ghost.
people do
Joe's so
dumb-
afraid of a lawsuit. He's like, guys, these weren't people. These were paranormal beings that
Orbs.
heckled me.
I got heckled by orbs.
shit all the time.
I love when he touches his fucking. You can't see it, Mike. He takes his finger up like he's holding up the number 1, and then he pierces it to the top of his lip. I don't know if it's an Italian thing or he does it all the time. It's fucking awesome.
Well, we are, by the way, building towards. I don't know if it's the last clip. One of the most insane things I've ever heard Joe say. I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or not, but that is what we're working towards. But let's hear this.
This one's called Aimless.
Oh, so this is, by the way, I took a couple clips from like an hour and a half live stream. There's just no point to it. Like, here's the problem, Joe, and people have been telling you this for years. When you do something, have a point to it, focus in, and work hard at it. Don't just think that money is going to fall into your fucking lap.
All right, guys, what are we, 37 minutes in?
Big stogie, smoking a big old cigar here, Mike.
Yes.
It's pretty good. 37 minutes.
What's
We had a
good
good
about it?
little,
What is good about
discussion.
that? When do you ever say, like, the podcast was really good? I'll use the Kill Tony episode again. Hey, you got to watch this. It was great. Podcasting history. Does anyone respond to you, well, how long was it? Is that anyone's thought in content? Like, I guess for Oppenheimer or something, but still, it was a masterpiece, even though it was long. Joe, who cares if you're taking 37 minutes of their time? It was all boring. Why is that good that it was 37 minutes?
He knows something about broadcasting we don't, Mike. That's the only answer, and I'm waiting for him to tell us.
It's pretty good, guys. 37 minutes? That's how you know it's a good live stream. I can't even tell if he's saying that's long or short.
No, it's just the right amount of time. For what?
Yes.
Who knows?
The Goldilocks zone.
In here. Should we wrap it up?
He goes on for another hour.
Yeah, you're a good cigar guy, Jerry. Jerry Lahaney.
Hey, Jerry Lahane.
Oh, Joe, you better watch out. You could get sued for that. Jerry, you might want to talk to your lawyer. You could sue him for that now. Joe just said your name.
Jerry's a very big chatter in these worlds, so that is.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Jerry's
Shout out
funny.
Jerry Lahaney.
You're right. They put them in plastic. You can't fucking smell it. It's in plastic. What do you got to buy the cigar that isn't in plastic? Is that what I did wrong?
What's the
Give
deal
me
with these
tips here.
cigars?
See, if he would have ended at 37, we wouldn't have got this magic, Mike.
Why are they always in plastic? Nothing I love more than hearing Joe riff.
I'm a novice.
They used to say that about Seinfeld, that he could like just look at a water bottle and make it funny, you know? And that's kind of what Joe's doing here. Hello?
I mean, the best Joe show is him in a psychiatrist chair. Like, that's the one we all want to see, right? Just that's the one we need.
This
to
is
see.
most of what the live stream was, is just silence.
Well, no, but he's got a cigar. He's celebrating. He's walking around the city a king. Yeah, I got 120,000, 200,000 views.
Yes.
I'm the kingmaker.
A
of this thing.
king on his mighty live stream where he talks about the gig he's there for getting canceled. This live stream starts at a comedy club, and then the people tell him the gig got canceled, and he's like, "No, they didn't even tell me."
Guess I'll put this cigar away. He's smoking like he just won the NBA champion. He's smoking like a.
And what a mighty king he is!
Yay, Jaylen Brown!
All right, we're walking back to the comedy club. I'm going to go hang out with Joey Gay. Very funny comic. Great name for a comedian, Joey Gay.
Joe Joe, stop right there. I don't even know if I'm ready to hear the kind of material you're going to do on that name. His last name is Gay. Say what?
Buckle up.
Insert the Imholt chance.
The G forces are going to be too great on this one. Buckle up, everyone.
Joe,
Not
can I
gay.
tell you what I asked of Joe Matarese? Hold on.
Go ahead. It's all
I
right.
want to hear that again if you could.
Yeah, of course.
What I ask of Joe, I know that what anyone's instinct would be is to make your entire next hour of material about Joey Gay's name. But please, I think there's so much more brilliance to you than that. That don't limit yourself with talking about Joey Gay for the rest of your career and how hilarious that name is. Please, for the love of God.
Comic. Great name for a comedian, Joey Gay.
You bet it is.
Not gay.
That's
You
quite
mean
the
you mean his last name is Gay, but he wasn't destined to suck cock? I don't believe that, Joe.
This one's called Strategy.
Okay, well, this is what he does with his audience. He strategizes with us. We get to be in on the planning of how to make Joe a star. Finally, after 35 years in the business, we're going to make this dumb dago a celebrity. By hook or by crook.
All right, guys. We've peaked. Talk to you soon. Go check out the video. Let's try to get it to, I don't know, maybe we can get it to 200,000
Oh, wouldn't that change
by next
everything?
week.
It's the 3 people in here. Go over there. Just
Well,
watch
that's
it
the thing is,
100,000
like,
times.
for Joe, whatever happened where it got in the algorithm, it squashed 200,000. It way surpassed. I don't even know what it's up to now, but the last I checked was like 330 or something like that. So, Joe, you did it. But I will say, when you're talking to 20 people on a live stream, that's probably not going to do, dare I say, bupkis for you for boosting those numbers. Even if all of those people, let's say 20, I might be being generous, but let's say 20 people in that live stream. Let's say they all send it to 10 friends. It is still going to be a very insignificant amount of people that you have added to the view party.
Okay, I'm convinced now he doesn't even know what viral means. He's like, people tell me I need a viral video. Now I got to promote it, right? Can I play this viral video again? Can I just keep playing it day after day? What do I do with this thing? He has no idea what it is.
I have to promote it.
I have to promote my viral video.
Give it another 7 days. Could it double? If it's got 138 views in
See this Matarese math.
7.
Will it double forever? Could this thing get 5 billion views
Now,
eventually?
hold on. By January, this should have 45 billion. It should be bigger than Baby Shark.
7 days. Could it get to 260 in another 7 days?
This guy needs major success because it would just his head would explode with
But
real
he
numbers.
always, you might be newer to Matarese coverage. This is what he's done for 8 years.
Oh Jesus.
Where he's like, okay, guys, I'm at the bottom of the hill towards success. How do I keep going? How do I keep climbing? And then the audience fucks with him. And then he's like, oh, come on. I don't know about this. And then he runs and hides. Like, I'm amazed this video was still up when I sent it to you.
So then he takes it down and starts the whole process over again.
Yep, usually. Yeah.
He's an etch-a-sketch.
Yes, Joe Matarese, the Etch-a-Sketch of comedy.
Does this look like a purse? Okay, never mind. Let me shake that. Does this look like a turtle? Okay, let me just.
That's a great description of him, actually. Yes.
Slow down.
So you don't need to watch long. You just see 5 seconds of it. You're like,
Yeah,
oh, you can nail him down.
Should be interesting. You peaked at 2002. You're right. I have no upper lip too. You notice that, right? I
Why
used
does
to
he
tell
turn to
girls.
these people for help and guidance? The comment he reads is you peaked in 2002 and you have no upper lip. And he's like, guys, how do I further my career?
Hey, I think he could be one of those reporters for the Roving Rob Saul gang with a penetrating question like those or penetrating statements. What are you wearing? Do you notice my lip?
They're all part of the Jerry Lahaney, or whatever the guy's name is part of the marketing team for Joe Matarese.
That's why he puts that fucking finger on the lip. He's feeling if it's still there. He does it all the time.
It's all underneath. It's underneath. It's there.
You can't see what he's doing. He's pushing his upper lip out with his tongue so you can see that he has a lip, Mike. It's there. It's underneath.
Oh, thank God. Thank
Can I
God
be
they haven't
blind?
made a fool of you, Joe. I'm glad that you proved you have lips.
Every once in a while, I wish I was you. Right now,
It's just it's underneath.
Glad they haven't embarrassed me.
It's all underneath. That's the key. You should just do this.
That's amazingly cringe. I love
Really
it.
got his finger on the pulse.
You can't see. He's pursing his lips like a 90-year-old woman. It's fucking hilarious. All right, this next.
Imagine being at the point of your life where you're like, no, guys, I do actually have lips. Let me prove it to you.
No, look, it's underneath. Let me just push it out. There, you see it? You see it?
I have lips.
He goes, that's the key or something. Like, it's a key for life, guys. You have the lips underneath.
Fucking insane.
Find it yourself is what this next one is called.
Oh, yeah. So this is Joe's promoting this viral video. And then when someone says, hey, where can I find it? He's like, go fuck yourself.
Link, please. I can't put the link into the chat. It doesn't allow you. I don't think to put
Fuck you
links
guys
in.
for wanting to watch it. Sure. Did the title say this was the only purpose of me going live? Absolutely. But fuck you if you want to find it.
The Etch-a-Sketch is getting shaky. It's getting shaky. It's about to roll. Yeah, you don't need to find it.
Chat. Just go on my YouTube page. It's the last video I posted. How many videos do I have that have 128,000? I have a few that are in the millions, but it's been a while.
Joe, put your
Yeah.
cock away.
Humble brag.
And then this is the latest new one that has 128.
So wait a second. That means he's gone through this experience before, but yet
Yes.
handling it like a rookie.
That's what I'm telling you. Yes.
What the fuck is going on?
And he does the exact same thing every time.
They
It's
have
crazy.
millions.
It's Groundhog Day. It's nuts.
But it's Groundhog Day with like less. He's like, oh yeah, millions ahead, but this has 100,000. This will do it for me.
Yeah, diminishing returns for sure. But
It's probably the highest I've had in a few years. So just look that up.
It got me another 2 years with the wife. Maybe it's
look
just
what up. Joe Matarese, 100,000 views.
the wife's like, if you don't get a fucking viral video every 3 years, I'm divorcing you. And he's like, oh shit. It's the panic.
Just say it's the last video I posted, which it was, or the title of it. It's not that difficult. If you don't feel like posting the link, even though that was your sole purpose, was to get these 20 people to watch.
Joe Matarese, Hartford, Connecticut. Can't miss it.
There you go.
128K views.
Can't miss it.
I
Oh, the that was dripping with narcissism. This
Where
one's
are
called
we?
High Hopes, Blind Mike.
Oh, Joe is reaching for the stars here. And this is where you start to see just the kid in Joe, where he's like, maybe I'll be really famous. Maybe I'll be playing at Madison Square Garden.
And he's had millions. That's the craziest part to me. All right.
Oh, guy he was ready to come out and shoot me in the face for video in his place.
Seems to always be on his mind, this being hunted down.
Yeah, Joe, no one's going to murder you.
God
You
damn.
seem like a fine enough guy. No one's going to kill you.
He's like Ray Liotta in a Goodfellas. Looking up, there's a helicopter above him.
He was coming outside. He was ready to fucking get pissed. Don't film my weed store.
This is all delusional,
Do
by
not-
the way. This is all just made up in his mind that some man, he was filming a weed store, which is, by the way, is a legal business. It's not a fucking speakeasy. Like, the guy is working under legal conditions. It would be promotion that you're filming his business.
Not
12
film
people.
Yeah.
my fucking
To people who desperately need it at this point. Get me high to watch this shit.
weed store. That's why you need to. Anyone who's doing a live stream while they're walking through New York City, you never know if something fucking crazy could just break out right now.
Now, here's
Someone
where you
could ju-
hear him start to hope that dispensary owner went into a murderous rage. And he fantasizes. This is right now. Here's all you need to know about Joe Matarese. What he's about to describe to you is his greatest dream. This would be things going perfectly for old Joe.
And this is common in his refrain, right? Like this fantasizing about
Yes.
stuff. Okay.
Oh
so
yeah, no, maybe this will happen, and finally, all my dreams will come true.
Just run across the street with their pants off, with a fucking shotgun in his hand, just going.
again with the goddamn
It didn't.
guns
By the
in
way,
this
this
guy.
didn't happen.
And he's describing what would be amazing if it happened right now because I'm in New York, right?
Joe's like, "That's New York for
Hartford or
you."
whatever.
Here's what happened. Joe was outside of a dispensary and he was filming it for some reason and going, "Guys, isn't it crazy? Weed is legal. Isn't that fucking nuts?" A guy comes out of his store and kind of gives him a funny look. And Joe says, "Boy, that's New York for you. A nude man running across the street with a gun in his hand."
I'd like to live in Joe's brain for just 5 seconds just to see what that looks like.
With their pants off, with a fucking shotgun in his hand, just going.
Well, the nude man is
Boom.
firing gunshots now. That's New York. That is so typical New York.
Yeah, I got to book a flight.
I got it, and then I get it on video. It becomes the greatest video ever. I retire.
Oh my God. This is sad.
Retire?
Oh my God.
Retire from what?
He's walking up to Andy Dufresne on the boat in this fantasy. He's like, I'm here, Andy.
Have you ever heard that? A man who filmed the nude murderer retires to the Bahamas.
This guy wants to be done with all of this, and he's just, get me there. Get me to the finish line.
But I don't even understand. Where's the money going to come from?
I don't, who knows? He skipped that part of the story, Mike.
Let's say it gets 50 million views on YouTube. I know I've never had anything that popular, of course, but I know how YouTube's pay structure works. Be a nice chunk of change. I don't think we're talking retirement money. I don't think we're talking about putting 2 kids through school and not working the rest of your life.
He's talking like a Mr. Beast video. He's like, let's make this a Mr. Beast video and I can retire.
Yeah, Mr. Beast still works, Joe. I don't know if you know that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how long that goes. He's sort of under the thumb
true.
right now.
Yeah.
By the way, the deadest smile I've ever seen in my life, Mr. Beast. You can't see it, Mike, but if you could ever see a guy smile but just dead in his eyes, Mr. Beast.
I don't know
Oh,
much
this-
about him.
Yeah, there's no need. There's nothing there. It's
right.
just a vapidness.
You never know, right? Travis Bickle could be walking right towards me.
Dare to dream, Joe. Maybe the Robert De Niro's insane character from Taxi Driver is walking down the street. This is what Joe fantasizes about. This is how dark Joe's life has gotten. Is maybe a crazed murderer will run nude past me, and I'll be lucky enough to have my phone out.
Can I retire then? Will you guys let me fucking retire?
I gotta say, I watch a lot of like investing videos and stock market videos and stuff.
Same here.
And a lot of the videos that are on YouTube are bullshit. It's like, hey, 5 ways to retire off dividends. They tell you things you basically already know. It's kind of just horse shit. But I will say, even having called them horse shit, I've never seen anything as flimsy as, another thing you could do is stand in New York City, hope that a naked man with a shotgun runs by you, and just film it. And bang, enough money to retire.
All your dreams come true. Thank you, Naked Gun Man. Joe's Audience is what this one's called.
So this is, I think, what I was referring to about the craziest statement he's ever made.
Oh, I can't wait.
If you are a member of Joe's Audience, listen to this. This is what Joe thinks of you and thinks of himself. This is why Joe Matarese has never been successful, is because how he thinks of his audience and how he thinks of his own comedy. He is completely incapable of reading the room. Something they say I can't do, I would say Joe Matarese does it even worse.
Right. You have a sense of the room at least.
Yeah.
It's a good fit for me because people that can afford a Ritz-Carlton yacht cruise are usually highly intelligent, which is weird because I don't.
Okay,
have
so
an
what Joe's
intelli-
talking about here is Joe has basically become a boat act. A guy who owns a yacht hired him to do a night of comedy on this cruise. He's a cruise comic now, which, hey, to make a living, I say go for it, Joe. But Joe is talking about here how he's not a cruise comic. He's like, actually, this cruise, they specifically said they don't want cruise comics. That's why they came to me. They want to they want a legend of stand-up. So they came to the great Joe Matarese, not some hack cruise ship comic. They came to Joey Mattresses.
We made our cruise comics walk the plank. Hey-o.
Yes.
It's a good fit for me because people that can afford a Ritz-Carlton yacht cruise are usually highly intelligent, which is weird because I don't have an intelligent act, but for some reason, really educated people like me a lot more than uneducated.
Oh, you know what, Rupert? We were wrong, and you were right. All of us, we make fun of Joe because we're idiots. And meanwhile, Neil deGrasse Tyson is at the front row of every Matarese show. that's where, the debates that the intellectuals have after a Joe Matarese show. Yeah, they just like to turn their brain off for a minute and not have to not be burdened by thought at Joe Matarese's show.
Literally like monkeys performing in front of them, the rich. So, Joe, you're the monkey.
And unfortunately, Trump didn't get into it with him, but I would like to know what Elon Musk thought when those hecklers walked out of Joe's show. Because it was just Musk and Bezos and Bill Gates, all these guys that were like, "Hey, would you pipe down? We're listening Joe talk about why Mexicans are better infielders than whites."
If anyone thinks I suck out there, it's probably because you don't have an education.
So there, I thought he was being. I was like, "Oh, he's kidding. He's being ironic. He's being sarcastic." I'm misinterpreting this. When he said that, I was like, "Shame on me. I misread Joe. He's being silly." But now listen to how he gets right back into it. He believes this.
You're as dumb as me. You went to community college like I did. You won't like my comedy. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's crazy, man. We probably can't wrap our heads around it. That's the thing. It's too highbrow. You know what I remember thinking when I was watching Mullets and Mixtapes, Joe's latest special. I thought, boy, why? Now I'm just a doofus, but why couldn't even someone like me think that like the '80s were different than now? Like that's so true. And I wish I was just smart enough to get to that point.
Yeah.
This is why Joe has no respect for the people that are interested in him. And it's why he has never been and will never be successful. Because he thinks he's something he's not. He thinks he's for the elite. He is an act. Geniuses only, it says on the comedy club door when you walk in to see a Joe Matarese show.
So I would ask this because I don't know the whole history. Has he? So he beheaded his whole crowd here. So now these people are like, why do I like this guy? He's probably done that multiple times. If he would have kept every group of people that would have liked him the whole way, would he have an audience now? Is my question.
No, because he's never been successful.
Okay, so he's doing.
Well, I mean, I take it back. Of course, Sanjay Gupta would still be at the Joe Matarese show. But you know what? That's a finite number. The elite, it's really only the highly intellectual. That's a pretty small number of people. So that's why Joe Matarese can't sell tickets. It's like those people are busy, you know? They're not losers with time on their hands like you and me.
I'm not a thinking man's comedian at all. But for some reason, I think because I talk slow, I think that's the reason. Educated people have a very good listening ability.
Listen to him make up reasons. Joe, you're not a comedian for anyone. You're unsuccessful.
Yeah,
Can you imagine someone with no audience telling you what his audience is? It's psychotic.
His logic is sound. You know, my grandparents died, left me a $1 billion fortune. Makes me a better listener.
He's like, well, listen, Dr. Michio Kaku wants to turn his brain off for a minute, and that's why he listens to me. Joe, where are you getting these analytics? Who is telling you that geniuses listen to you? Where are you getting that from?
He seems to be making stuff up on but they do at his shows they do have the empty seat that they keep in front, and it's the Stephen Hawking Memorial Chair. We keep that empty for all the geniuses that aren't here.
They focus. They're not like shit-faced and like sidetracked and barely listen to the performance. Like, they watch you. And they like intellectualize anything you say, and they're good crowds.
Right. Well, when
Unless they're-
Steve Jobs invented the iPhone, I remember at that. You remember the meeting, whatever it's called, that he had when he unveiled the iPhone, and he's like, a phone, internet, whatever the fuck he says. That thing he has where everyone gasps, and he unveils the iPhone for the first time. And the less famous quote he has from that is, I just want more people to find the comedy of Joe Matarese. So I want to put the internet in your pocket. So everyone could find this guy who is like, my wife's a real nag.
They're like douchey rich. Those aren't good. Like, finance guys can be tough for comedy because they think that.
It's only scientists that like Joe.
If you've mapped the human genome, you get me.
Listen, if you're thinking it's all rich people, if you're thinking it's Wall Street, if you're thinking it's Mark Cuban, hell no. It's only the 1% of 1% of geniuses.
Joe is his comedy is the definition of meritocracy. I mean, clearly it's a pyramid of the best of us and to the worst of us at the bottom.
Yeah.
They're hilarious. But like doctors, lawyers, those people are good audience members.
Yeah.
People in the
People that have tough jobs, have really stressful jobs, and come to a comedy club to laugh are pretty good at being audience members.
Doctors and lawyers, not you rubes that that have been the only support I've had for the last 8 years. Doctors and lawyers want to see Joe Matarese.
Oh, you changed a spark plug? Ew, gross.
No. Mechanics, you're out. Fucking servers, gone. Have you ever washed a dish for yourself? Then you can kick rocks, pal.
Yeah. If you haven't designed a brand new heart, I don't want to see your face in the audience.
Right.
the medical field. It's not business guy.
Doctors, but definitely not nurses. Don't let those cheap bitches in.
Everyone in Joe's audience installed Neuralink in their own brains.
He's not even doing the jokes. He's thinking the jokes, and they're laughing. You just get on his thinking process, which is amazing.
You don't want to do comedies for guys that have their MBAs. You know.
What an oddly specific group to zero in on. Not the entire working class, out. Get the fuck out of here. Because the fucking blue collar comedy tour wasn't successful.
I don't know. He may be onto something. Ray DeVito has an MBA, and he's like the least funniest person I know. So.
Get blue collar people out. Now, white collar people, you're gone too. If you're in finance, you can suck a dick. Get out of here. I don't want you. I only want doctors and lawyers.
That's what I said. It's a meritocracy. He's creating a future world where you're what you do best is.
It's the rich. It's not just rich people. It's a specific version of rich people.
The
Those
working
are the
rich.
only people that can watch me.
He loves the working rich. If you just sit back and collect money off your stocks, you don't get the jokes, Mike.
No.
But if you're in there doing brain surgeries, you get it. You get it.
I love how Joe talks about the old days.
Yeah. Last one here, and it's always the last one in Joe's mind, I'm assuming, money.
Oh, good. Well, listen, Joe needs the money. That's the saddest part about all these guys is like how often they talk about money. Like we've joked about the super chat thing. It shouldn't be the focus of anyone's shows. Like money comes when you have good ideas and you put out a good product. The reason fucking Tony Hinchcliffe is killing it right now, or Joe Rogan got a massive Spotify deal, is not their shows weren't centered around making money, if you realize that. They did good shows, people noticed and paid them for those shows.
I could give even a closer example. The fact that you care so much about the shows made the Goal Show possible. If you at all,
if I was being serious, they wouldn't donate.
No, it wouldn't have worked at all.
Right.
It would have been worse and terrible. The
Right.
only reason it works is because you are like, no, it's about the show. If money comes, great. If it doesn't, the show goes on.
Right.
And I've had to learn that through demonetization. Show goes on.
Yeah, that'd be fun, dude. Maybe they throw you money to go on these podcasts? That'd be interesting. How much do they pay? Get back to me. Let me know their budget.
What Joe's talking about is he's trying to charge, I guess, me, Carl. I don't even know who else gives a fuck about Joe Matarese anymore. I think those are the only two, right?
I don't see him anywhere else.
Yeah. So I guess he's talking about me and Carl. He wants to charge us to have him on his show. Now, when I tell you, Joe, I don't give a fuck about paying you 1 red cent. I can't imagine paying you a dime to come on this show. Who would give a fuck? Now, would I want to talk to you? Sure. But would it bring me any value to have you on, like monetarily? No, it would just be, I'd be pissing my money away. Like, I had a good time with Tom Myers and Richard Ojeda, and they were playful and seemed like they were somewhat in on the joke a little bit, and you got a side of them that you were otherwise unaware existed, I think. And I would hope to do the same with Matarese if he came on here. Maybe we'd see a side of Joe that he doesn't show everyone all the time and should show people more. But that's a valueless thought to me. I have not considered spending $1 on this fuck. Now, I will, Joe, you might have me over a barrel, because you'll notice I went from a cent to a dime to $1. So maybe by the end of this discussion, you could get $5 out of me. But I can't imagine actually paying you anything significant to have you be like, yeah, no, I just don't get all the negativity. I get some of it, but I wish you guys talked about the positive. We've heard you do it before, Joe. It's a valueless thought to me. It's not worth money.
Yeah, those other two had value to bring to you, and I thought you could open them up in a way. There's no
Well,
value
I
there.
didn't pay them, though.
No, what I'm saying is like
Yeah.
they had value coming on the show and showing other sides of themselves. You
Yeah.
know, like this dude is showed you everything. He showed you his asshole for a long time.
That's very true. And I would have Joe on for free.
Yeah. Well,
But,
here's the thing, Joe. I'll pay you. I'll take it, Blind Mike. $1 a joke. I'll bring a tenner, Joe. Let's see if you can get to 10, because I doubt it, you motherfucker.
But that's the thing is like, Joe would do the same thing he already did with porcelain and be like, no, I get it. I get all the criticisms and I'm using it to better myself. And then he would just do the same horseshit he's done for 8 years.
He'd be like, so Blind Mike, what do you think I should do? What should I do? What?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he would just ask us.
Well,
Listen to us, and then,
that's where I actually respect Tom Myers, because I said, why don't you go on these shows? Why don't you go on Nick Mullen's show or do WATP or something? Like, why don't you kind of embrace it a little bit? And he's like, I have no interest in that. Those guys have been kind of shitty to me. I have no interest in embracing it. Joe would like lie and be like, yeah, that's a good idea. I never thought of it that way. And then just revert back to exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, he always comes back to one. He's the start of every scene in Hollywood. Back to one, and he just goes right back to one.
Yeah, Joe's a video game character where like when he dies and you just restart the game. No big deal. He's right back to where you were.
NPC comedian. That's what he is. Fuck the Italian shit. Go out there as the NPC comedian.
Yeah.
It's just.
I'll start charging to go on the podcast that rip me new assholes.
Ooh. Don't tease us, Joe.
Does he not know that the tapes are free? Like we could just watch tapes of him for.
Yeah, no, I'd rather do this. But Joe, you mean I could pay you $500? Really? Oh, that'd be so exciting.
Can we get your wife? I'd pay to talk to that
I
wife.
would much rather have her.
Putting it out there. Joe will pay to talk to the skirt.
A lot of people watching on there?
Yeah, there's some. It's gone from 30 to 50 up and down.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But you
I
keep them
undersold.
on
Yeah, I'll take 30 to 50 all day, any day.
long enough, you get money from YouTube, right? Yeah, you can monetize. You monetize it. So the longer it goes,
Yeah, these morons will give you money, Mike.
So this video has 1,000 views on it. That I think equates to, if no one's super chatting you or anything, I think like as far as like watch page ads, that equates to $8, I think, something like
Yes.
that.
One of the funnier analytical tools that I look at is all those pennies that come in for the
Yeah,
videos.
Joe's like, oh, you could be living large. Guy, let me tell you this. It's not quite nude man wielding a machine gun running down the street money, but it's pretty close.
There's not much money like that nude machine money, Mike. I gotta tell you, that's the good money.
Which, by the way, if the guy was naked, you couldn't put it on YouTube.
No, he's just
That just
you know,
dawned on me.
but that'll make it go viral, right? If I violate the terms of service, that'll be viral.